Okay. Hi, Elle Ingalls here, pressure-free.com. It's a Friday night. If you're watching live, it is Friday night. About 8:17. Took me a while to get in. Zoom was doing something crazy. By the way, tech stress is a real thing. So tech can cause you a lot of stress. I actually had a nightmare last night, that I was trying to give a seminar to 10 people on some big screen, and my phone didn't work, my computer didn't work. It was just such a nightmare. So I have tech nightmares sometimes. Um, but especially when you're trying to get on a call or make your tech work, or you push the button and nothing happens, or your remote needs new batteries, or whatever's going on. So when those things happen, just make sure you stay pressure free. There's no reason for you to overreact and trigger the stress response and mess up your body and mind. So that is what we do here at Pressure Free Living. Tonight, I have a question for you. I'd love it if you put it in the chat here in the comments, or you can DM me because I'm gathering some information. But the question is, what's fun for you? It's Friday night, so are you doing something fun? Did you actually interrupt your fun to watch my little show, or you're watching this on the replay? So then, in that case, if you're watching it on Saturday, what was fun for you? And I ask this question because one of my young clients came up with a cool way to use one of my tools. The tool is called the double yellow line. I got this idea from a book called Maximized Living, or Body by God by gosh, what was his name? He's a chiropractor. Um, Maximized Living is one of his books, and it was just a really small thing he talked about imagining a double yellow line to keep you doing the thing that you're doing, so you stay present. And I just really took that idea and expanded it for my clients. And there's a few different ways that I show how you could use it. But one of my young clients, he was 15. During the pandemic, he was an A B student, and all of a sudden he was just failing. I think he was failing five out of his six classes. His mom had been a client of mine, so she asked if I would work with him. We had a lot of fun. And at the last session, he had a big smile on his face, and he goes, I go, "What's that smile about?" And a few things. He had passed all his classes. That was fantastic. He said, "Oh, I came up with a cool way to use double yellow line." What he does, or what he did, because he's out of high school now, but he would take a piece of paper, draw a circle. You don't need to draw a circle, but he did. Put double yellow lines down the middle. On one side, he would write his homework and chores for the day. On the other side, he put his fun, like play basketball at the rec center with Jim, get on this video game. Like, what did he want to do for fun? And I said, "Oh, that's so cool. So, how much time are you spending in the two hemispheres here?" And he said, "Oh, it's 60/40." I go, "So 60% homework and chores?" He goes, "No, no, no, no. That's only 40%." And then he paused for a moment and he said, "You know what? If I'm going to be honest, before pressure free, I was spending 95% of my time in the homework and chores because I would argue with my parents about having to do the homework and chores. And then I didn't have any time for the fun." So by getting really clear, getting super productive, getting everything done on that side, then he could come over and have fun. So I share this idea with my adult clients. And what's fascinating to me is sometimes it's hard for them to come up with what's fun for them because their day typically has been work super hard. Most of my clients are high achievers. They're CEOs, business owners in leadership positions, professionals, high achieving students. They work really hard in their day. So they get home and they're too tired to have any fun. Like they're just kind of done for the day, until they become pressure free. And then time opens up and energy opens up. So now you have energy to do more. And my clients, oh, it's just so cool to see what some of them end up doing because they open up productive time for themselves. We take up so much of our time in negativity, so much time just and energy just trying to deal with the stress response that we're missing out on life. So I'm curious what's fun for you. Sometimes fun can be just curling up by the fireplace and reading a book, right? Or going out for a walk or something quiet and soft. Embroidering. I have a client who's learning how to embroider. Um, it could be painting. It could be going to the beach in the evening to watch the sunset. That's a favorite thing for us to do. I have my Pentwater, another one of my Pentwater sweatshirts. I have a couple of these. Um, because I like to buy them when I give my retreat. I always buy a little something for myself at my retreat. And last time it was a couple of these sweatshirts. Um, Pentwater has a tradition that you go to the beach at sunset, and as the sun sets, everybody claps. It's really pretty fun. I love to do it. Um, so what is fun for you? It's great to make a list, like make a list of those things. My youngest son is running his first ultra marathon tomorrow. It is along the Niagara River. He's at Niagara on the Lake on Ontario. That's one of my favorite little towns. He and I have stopped there before. It's just a lovely little town. So he's there right now. He left here this morning on his way back to Boston and Cambridge, and he stopped there because he's running this ultra. He has to get up at 3 a.m. Now that's fun for him, getting up at 3 a.m. and starting a race at 5 a.m. It's going to last like 6, 7 hours. Um, so that's fun for him. He enjoys it. What do you enjoy? What's fun for you? What dreams did you have as a kid that you'd like to dust off the shelf? For example, sometimes like if someone asked you when you were in kindergarten or first grade, like what did you want to be when you grew up? Or a lot of people would say artist, right? They wanted to be an artist. Um, I've had clients just start to do some very artistic things. Like one of them is selling her art now. It's just actually a couple of them. They didn't paint before, but now they have more time. Now they have more interest. And there's something about creativity that opens up when you're pressure free. And this is why I believe it's true. It's like we're using our whole brain in such a different way when it's not under the influence of stress hormones. If you haven't heard me before, when you trigger the stress response, it takes hours before those hormones are dissipated out of our cells. And they massively affect the brain, which is why I believe we have so much Alzheimer's and dementia today, is that people have now for generations just been so overstressed, and that builds dead cells in our brain, and our brain's lymphatic system can't work to clean all that out every night because you're spending your night trying to deal with the stress hormones, let alone trying to clear the detritus from the rest of our body. All that is just super fascinating to me. So, these are the things that I geek out on, and this is actually fun for me. It's fun for me to read a research report. I was doing some research today because a client asked me about research out of Great Britain that's saying that the gray matter in menopausal women reduces. Here's the deal. I don't think it's because of menopause. I think it's because of the stress response, because that not only reduces the gray matter of all human brains, not just women, and not just women who have gone through the change, but it also reduces the ability for us to produce estrogen because the chemicals used in our body to produce stress hormones, some of those are the same ones used to produce estrogen. And if we trigger fight or flight, we're going to use all of the things in our body, including cholesterol. We manufacture more cholesterol when we trigger fight or flight because cortisol is built from cholesterol. And the catecholamines, adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. So we're not producing the other hormones the way we could be because everything is going just to save ourselves in fight or flight. So I'm just here to testify that you don't have to be postmenopausal and have brain fog, have memory lapses, or any of that. You don't need to have that, but you need to have healthy adrenal glands. You need to have healthy adrenal glands. That is key. If you're constantly releasing stress hormones, you're taxing your adrenal glands. You'll hear that phrase, fried adrenals. It's a real deal. I mean, you just exhaust those glands by constantly overusing them. They have a very beautiful purpose for not triggering fight or flight. They're releasing a little bit of adrenaline. They're releasing a little bit of cortisol to wake you up in the morning. That's their normal purpose. It's not these huge floods. So I geek, can you tell how much I geek out on that stuff? I just think it's fascinating. I literally, every disease that comes along with my clients, I look and see what are the effects of the stress hormones. And invariably, there's going to be symptoms of stress hormone release that are the exact symptoms of the diseases. So that gets me to thinking, why do we categorize diseases like this? They are lists of symptoms. That's all any disease is a list of symptoms, and it gets named after someone or something. So anyway, I could geek out on that all day. That's fun for me. But what's fun for you? Do you golf? Do you swim? Do you bike? Do you knit? Do you read? Do you write? Do you write poems? Do you play music? Do you play in a quartet? Do you play in do you sing? Do you sing? I'd love to see those videos. I think it's in Brooklyn where all these people go down and sing in the basement. It's just beautiful. Singing is just such a fun activity that we all can do. By the way, if you're tone deaf, that's not a real thing. Most of us try to focus on the words, and music is pitch, words, and rhythm. And if you focus so much on the words, you can not be focusing on how to hit the pitch. So if you've ever not been able to sing in tune or on pitch, just strip out the words and just use a syllable like bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Just sing a syllable and see if you can hit the pitches. It's really pretty fascinating. I've watched in person, and I've been a part of early childhood music that had adults learning how to sing who never felt they could. So adults with their babies, and now they learn to sing too. So singing, humming, whistling, playing a harmonica, playing a banjo, what's fun for you? I would love to know because if you can DM me or right here what's fun for you, I'm collecting those because when I have adults who say I just don't know what to do for fun, I want to have a list. I want to have a list that's built by you, by someone who follows me. So I love your help there. And on that beautiful note and this incredible Friday evening, I wish you a great pressure-free day. Bye.